So my next guest today is Jay Patel. He's the president and CEO of a company called Amtech. Welcome, Jay. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Okay. So you are based up in Troy, Michigan. You've got a small contract manufacturing shop up there.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about it, or tell our viewers a little bit about, the sort of product mix that you have up there, the size of the company, what you do.
So our niche and what we really focus on is we try to say we're a high-tech, high-mix, and high-reliability contract manufacturer. So high-tech means complex assemblies, dense assemblies, or thermally dense assemblies, so aluminum-clad boards, LED boards that have a challenge to manufacture to other places. So high-tech, high-mix, meaning we don't do large volume, we don't do extremely small volume, we kind of do a high mix of things,
right.
volumes, and high reliability. So we try to focus on the high reliability industries, medical device, aerospace, industrial automation, automotive aftermarket, those type of industries we try to focus on. So that's right.
And you have the qualifications, the certifications to work in these markets.
Correct. So we're certified to ISO 9000.
Yep.
We're certified to ISO, which is the standard, ISO 1345, which is medical device.
Yep.
But we are compliant to AS 9100 and IATF 16949. AS 9100, obviously, aero mill, and IATF 16949, which is automotive.
Okay. Now, one of the things that makes you different, I believe, is that you've actually chosen to use vapor phase reflow, essentially.
Correct.
In your manufacturing process. Why did you choose that, and what benefits does it bring you?
So, about 10 years ago, we were going through a customer base that was using more and more complex components, leadless devices, BGAs. And then when you look at those type of things, you almost have one shot to get it right. And that means you have to do a lot of preparation. So you have to look at the screen printer and stencil printing very, very rigorously, placement, and then also the reflow profile and the recipe for that. And what we were finding is that there was a lot of complexity and non-value add to the customer when we had to do reflow profiles over and over again. So the idea was, how can we streamline the process? How can we open up the process window so that we can eliminate this step in a high mix shop? Once you're a high volume shop, you can invest that time, and once you got it set, you just forget it and you just run your product for as long as you need to run it for. In a high mix shop, we're changing over 2 to 3 times a day. So we don't have that much time to invest in. If we need to, we can, but then that makes us less agile and be able to react to customer needs. So we looked at it, we found out about vapor phase. Initially, we were very skeptical. Like, this is almost like a silver bullet. Like, this is like a cheat code for reflow profiling in the industry. As we did a little bit more research, there wasn't a definitive reason why it would not work. So we actually did a comprehensive search, and we had to go overseas from America to identify the vapor phase reflow, import it, and then install it. And once we got it installed, it was a phenomenal change in our ability to turn parts. Like, we've taken aluminum enclosures, and a customer wanted to solder, something to a machined aluminum enclosure, and they tried everything, and then they came to test our technology. In a single pass, we got it right.
Wow. Because
of the vapor phase reflow, and its ability to able to transfer heat, and what that does was in conjunction with our stencil design process, SPI process, it opens up our process window so large that you can throw anything at it and we'll get it done the right way the first time. Of course, there's always corner cases. I'm not saying that there's going to be like this is the solution, but for majority of the product that's being manufactured, we can do a good job at it the first time.
Yeah, well, I think one of the great things with vapor phase is you can get the accuracy of the heat.
Correct.
You can really control it really tightly, which is nice.
The beautiful thing is that our vapor phase does not go over 230 degrees C because it is controlled by a liquid that's boiling.
Correct.
So if you're talking about LED applications that are going onto aluminum clad boards or heavy heat sinks on it, you're never going to burn the LED. You're never going to damage the LED because the top, highest temperature you're going to get is 230 degrees C. So you get very robust reflow for a very low peak temperature.
Right. No, it sounds a great system. So, I mean, what do you do then for NPI and stuff like that? Are you also putting all of that through the
Correct.
paper
Yeah.
as well?
Yep.
Okay.
So that is our standard production process. So
Right.
when we do prototyping, whether it's a quick turn job or a prototype job, the nice thing that we do is that we run it on our production equipment. So when it comes time to saying, okay, we're going to do an engineering validation build, great. But that engineering validation build can also be used as a production validation build. So for OEMs who are looking to get to market early, we condense a step together. So their engineering validation, production validation can be done in one step, and then it can go straight to production.
Right. Wow, that's incredible. So, so tell me, what are some of the biggest challenges you've got up there at the moment? I mean, are you finding it easy to get skilled workers and operators and that type of thing?
So, I mean, I think the struggle is twofold. One is, I think, in any organization, your strength is going to be the culture that you build and the people that you bring in to be able to hold that standard of culture. And the second thing is also finding the right customer who values the mix that we have right now. So at Amtech, we've gone through a 2 to 3 year journey in identifying what we need to change in our culture, creating an environment that we can bring people in who may not have a lot of experience in electronics manufacturing. However, they come with the right attitude. They come with the core values that align with Amtech. And it's not a subjective thing anymore, as we've made it objective. Bring them in, and then we're able to invest in them and grow them so then they can fill that gap that we have as far as talent goes.
Right.
Another thing that we've also done is we've also tried to stay ahead of things, forecast, plan. So rather than saying we're busy all of a sudden, need to hire, and we're playing catch up, we're trying to forecast 18 months out to see where programs are going to happen, work with our sales team very, very closely, work with our customers very, very closely, and proactively bring people on board, because we know it takes a good 6 to 9 months after the date of start for them to be possibly an effective employee.
Exactly.
Because it takes that much time to invest and get them trained up to do those types of things.
Trained up and get them used to the culture and everything else.
Correct.
That's in the factory. No, it's great information. So just one final thing here, Jay. I believe that you also have your own podcasting
Correct.
platform.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that.
So originally, I did not want to do the podcasting. Our leadership team said, Jay, we need to go out in the market. We have to let people know who Amtech is so you can speak to the market about relevant things. And initially, I was very hesitant, but we got it going. The name of the podcast is Hardware is Forever. There's a line from the show Halt and Catch Fire that says, software comes and goes, but hardware is forever. So that is the name of the podcast. Right. So what we do is we talk about relevant things and we start with the leadership top-down approach, is what is required to build foundationally for hardware product development and hardware product manufacturing, including life cycle management. So we talk about different things. Initially, we talked about culture, and then we started talking about Deming's 14 principles.
Right.
We're wrapping that up, and then we're going to have another series talking about some other things that are relevant to
sustainability and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we're talking about all those type of things that are relevant to hardware. So I don't want to give away what we're going to be talking about.
Right.
So you can find our podcast Hardware's Forever, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I've had the opportunity to dive deep into Deming's 14 principles, challenge myself as a leader on how to implement these principles, because I got to talk about something.
Right.
So it's been a really great process, learning a really great journey for me with the podcast. I hope other people enjoy it. If not, I know I've gotten a lot out of it already.
That's great. Well, we've enjoyed speaking to you today, Jay. So thank you very much for coming in and telling us a bit about Amtech.
Thank you.
Good.
Imagine the competitive advantages of producing high mix and high volume PCB assembly on a single SMT line, running non-stop even during changeovers. It's available now from the only maker in the world providing mixed production SMT line solutions complete with full dual printing, SPI, pick and place, reflow, AOI and board handling machinery for different product dual lane processing in the smallest footprint possible. Make more PCB assemblies with less time, less space, less investment.